Hopefully that's a little better for audio. I guess let me know and I'll adjust a bit. It sounds like it's better at least. Alright, so the one drawback of doing cooking streams in this kitchen is that our kitchen is very small. Okay. Even sheet pan boxes from Meltdown are quite good. I don't know if I've seen those. What are they, just like pre-packaged, like one sheet pan dinners or whatever? For some reason, I felt like this was showing more on Buns cooking stream. I'm not entirely sure why. Okay. Which didn't. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and rinse off these potatoes and get going on prep for the other stuff. Basically, our veggies for this are some broccoli, some bell peppers, which I'm now wishing I would have gotten some red bell peppers, but for some reason red bell peppers are like twice as expensive as green bell peppers, even though they're basically the same thing. So, for budget reasons, this dish is going to look very green, but feel free to substitute in whatever color bell pepper you want to use. Can y'all hear me on this? Is this okay? This feels quiet. Why is this so quiet?
Did it get switched to a different thing?
Is that better? Let's try that.
So that's much quieter. You're not talking.
Okay, well, test. I'm trying to just plug this in a bit more. Okay, well, I'm gonna... Okay. One might be better. I unplugged it and plugged it back in. Test. Okay, so this is it on one again. Are we good? I mean, that's just gonna have to be good, I guess. A little quieter than I wanted, but that's fine. It's better? Okay, well, I unplugged the mic from the back and plugged it back in, so hopefully that helps at least a little bit. I'll just have to talk kind of a little louder than I normally do, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess so. This of course worked perfectly fine on Bun's stream. Yep. We didn't test it at all before the subathon, and we were just like, here's hoping. Yeah. Let me just turn down the background audio, maybe that's why. Alright, hopefully that's a little bit better. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. That sounds better. Yeah, I never actually worked in produce, but I worked in a restaurant for a couple of years, and it was nice to be pretty much taken care of for food on those days. Okay, maybe if I just move the mic slightly closer, it'll be fine. Y'all will get more ASMR for cutting too, I know.
Well, maybe my mic settings were just better for it. You don't really have too many mic settings.
You know what? I think you actually do have a mic boost. Let me just do that real quick. Alright, hopefully this isn't booming loud when I come back, but I adjusted the mic settings by turning them up by quite a lot. Oh, well, you can at least hear me better. That's good.
Good. I'm glad I thought of that.
Thanks, Bun.
You have a headset that just magically works. I have definitely like settings on my microphone. Maybe that was the difference.
Yeah. Okay. I also need to wrap this. So, part of the reason I like one sheet stuff is because all you really need to do... Yeah, we're definitely a lot better now, thank you. I'm glad I brought my headphones in to listen to this, because I would have been a little annoyed if my audio was, like, barely audible that entire time. Okay. Up. I'm gonna make sure this sticker is fully taken off before I start chopping anything else. Wait, why is this sticker, like, impossible to get off? Crunch. Hey, Theo, you want to be my partner? I don't think Bun would be very happy about that, if I'm being honest, Crunch.
What?
You heard Bun.
What kind of question is that? Oh, we're friends, Crunch.
I like that you could hear the exact level of sassiness with that no from over here. I'm glad I turned the microphone up enough for that.
Oh, that would have been loud enough no matter what.
I mean, potentially.
You would have heard what I said.
Oh no! So shoutouts to Curse to Golf for having such a good soundtrack that we can cook to it. I think Hades would have also been good, but I didn't want to confuse Crunch, who's currently playing Hades. Or Bun, who may potentially be playing Hades, depending on how things go, I guess. I kind of figured, but I wanted to still be optimistic for you. So, I did a couple of these during Buncap Subathon, and they went over pretty well, so we're probably going to be doing these fairly often over here. I'm going to attempt for weekly, so we can actually stay somewhat healthy, and at least eating one home-cooked dish a week. But yeah, if y'all want to see anything, ideally something that is fairly cheap to make, I'm down to cook it. I like to think that I know how to cook enough that, like, level of difficulty isn't really that big of a concern, but obviously if it takes, like, many, many hours, I may need to prep some stuff ahead of time or something. I mean, you're not wrong, Vex.
Crunch said I don't own him? What kind of thing is that to say? I bet you're trying to swoop my partner. I thought we was friends. Let me be clear.
Crunch about to get banned in 2 streams by 1 button.
Swear to God, what's with everybody testing me today? My friends.
Friends! Honestly, Vex, it's fine. I don't know if y'all noticed, but my autocorrect doesn't typically work on my phone very well anymore, so I tend to have a lot of typos.
Lucio, I love you.
Therefore, I don't judge people. Crunch over here sped bitty drama. Thank you. Good.
Wow.
Okay, so we have like 4 or so bell peppers that are gonna take up this cheap pan stuff. I think that should be fine. I meant to go green beans today. I completely forgot. Sorry. But that would
You're
add.
really good at remembering most of the ingredients.
I'm always very good at remembering most of the things. I'm not very good at remembering all of the things most of the time.
You remember like the important parts.
Yeah.
Like the things you forget are usually things that like it would be nice to have it, but it's not like crucial to the
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I feel like for some reason you just can't see as much on this cooking stream as you could on Buns, because I feel like you could see.
There! I told you to tilt the damn camera!
Well, no, what I was saying is like I feel like you could see both this and the lights a little better.
Camera. And then like turn it. Right?
Oh, actually this is a little better. Okay.
You're gonna tilt it really far up. You got it to get the right part for a study stream today.
Okay, there we go. It's more fun if y'all can see it, sort of what I'm getting. Thanks.
What is Crunch's motive right now? Like, no.
To spread drama 100 biddies at a time.
Ain't paying me no biddies.
Ain't paying me no biddies.
Like, why is you everyone's favorite? I get it, they're great, but like, I could be someone's favorite.
You're my favorite.
Your favorite?
Yeah.
Wow, well that's because you're your favorite.
Hello, cutie. I love
I'll
you.
take it. Thank you, love you.
I'll just take it. Love you.
There, you said compliments are love, I'm sorry.
I mean, I understand, but I do love you. Spoilers. Okay, so I also got quinoa with dinner tonight because I wanted to try something that was a little bit fancier than rice. I haven't had quinoa in a dish since college when it was like half of my dinners in my senior year. Not necessarily by choice, but because the people I was cooking with just kept cooking quinoa nonstop. It would basically just be like a quinoa salad for dinner. Yeah. Okay, so I can cut these more, but I kind of want the broccolis to be bigger bites. Not that big, I guess.
I was gonna say, please make sure it's not too big.
I want them to be longer bites, not bigger bites. Let's clarify that. This is broccoli. And I'm kind of trying to aim for like these side strips for them, so when they fry up, they'll fry up a little bit longer, but not so they're like inedible. I like using broccoli stalks, but probably not as much for this dish specifically. So the recipe recommended a huge pan and making sure that none of these veggies were like actually touching each other. I think for the amount of veggies I'm using, that's going to be kind of impossible. But when you're doing this dish, it recommends to try to have your veggies as like flat as possible so you're not accidentally steaming stuff. Okay. I'm hoping that the cooking streams can motivate us all to eat better, so the fact that you realize that you need food also is good, I think.
Who needs food? Crunch?
Yep.
Yeah, I can tell. Acting out because you're hungry.
Trying to steal Bun's
Got my
Bun's
chat.
partner just because you're hungry. Okay. Gonna get rid of all this random broccoli bits because I can't really do anything with this right now. I don't like to not use this much of a dish. Guess we're gonna have to for this dish specifically. Yeah. Okay, so I did that kind of fast, but basically for broccoli, when you want it more like long broccoli like this, you just gotta chop off as much of the stem as you don't want, and then just kind of keep whatever parts of it you do want, I guess. I think this is on camera. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to learn where I actually need to hold stuff, and I actually wanted to just be like shown like that. It's also probably not the worst thing if the broccoli specifically gets a little steam when it's cooking.
My chat, he just said acting out because I'm hungry. You don't own me. I was like, what do you think this is about?
This has escalated beyond things that I didn't know it was.
You said you friends with Theo because you're friends with me. I'm saying you can't still steal from me.
So, I mentioned this on other cooking streams, but normally when I'm cooking I just end up watching One Piece while I'm cooking anyway, so this isn't super different except I just get to chat with y'all. this a bit more. There we go. Okay. Y'all, it is amazing how good just onions and garlic and peppers smell. This is already turning into a lot. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 pans of this because even without the potatoes, this is already kind of turning into a lot of food, which is good. But take after these, push them over here. Okay, we'll get probably that other half of the onion chopped up, some garlic chopped up, and then these potatoes chopped up. I got all the potatoes in that colander to rinse them off, and I never actually started rinsing them off, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that one, chopping the rest of this onion. Also, depending on how cooking streams go / how we feel about them, I might end up changing the microphone setup for this, because this is very much, we don't actually know what we're doing with the microphone
Cooking stream is amazing. Less than free.
to stream this. Cooking stream is amazing. Thank you, friend. I hope you found food.
I hope you found some sense.
Have you lost your mind? Because I hope you find it.
I'm too tired to help you find it. I just hope you fucking find it.
Okay, so it turns out this onion is huge. Which isn't like a big problem, but this means that we have a lot of onions to spread. Some of these pieces I still feel like you can kind of barely hear me on this microphone, and I don't entirely know why. Especially since you can hear the cuts so well. Maybe it's just a proximity thing, I guess, but... it's just general cooking tip for anyone that doesn't know. If you're trying to get garlic out of the skins, it's just really easy to push down like that. I guess it technically makes it so you can't chop super precisely with the garlic because you kind of crush it a bit, but unless you're like going on MasterChef or something, I don't think that super matters. And even then, they probably wouldn't really care that much. Okay. So these are what the trays look like before we put the potatoes on. I'm gonna actually I just saw this onion that's looking a little big. There we go. So we're gonna go ahead and try to chop up the potatoes into very small pieces to be able to cook in here at the same time. Have a good night, Vex. Thanks for hanging out. I'll probably be highlighting this and potentially even uploading it elsewhere, depending on how these goes, I guess. So, I'm pretty excited about this dish, though. I think it'll turn out pretty good, and it's been pretty easy to make so far. Have a good night. That's weird. Yep. Even cut, so this is also not the most even potato I've ever worked with, so Well, the good news is the smells very good so far. And we haven't even added like any seasonings to it yet. It's just all the ingredients together. Let's do one more small potato spread out between these two. I'm glad I got the red potatoes for this because they're pretty good color variety. Okay. So we haven't added the sausage on it yet, but this is what they're looking like now with the potatoes on there. Basically just trying to get everything about the same size, and then we're going to add a lot of oil and seasoning over the top of it. Hi, Cammy. Yeah, we decided... Hi, Cammy, says Bud. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Okay. So, the recipe calls for small slices of sausage, but we just kind of got like a big bulk piece, which is going to allow us to kind of just chop it up on our own, I think. I personally like sausage in this like bulk form like this a little bit more, personally. Especially if I'm not going to be like frying up the casing and stuff, which I don't think I would be doing with this dish. Hope you're doing well, Cammy. By the way, good to see you. Okay. So, now we basically just have little like sausage meatballs to add in here too. Okay, so the good news is this is going to be a lot of food and a lot of pretty easy to package and also eat leftovers, I think. This was like one bag of potatoes, a really big onion, a thing of broccoli, a thing of sausage, and a couple of bell peppers, I guess.
Onion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was able to get out actually pretty early today. It wasn't raining at all when I left, thankfully.
Yeah, that worked out. It really hasn't rained yet at all.
Yeah,
It's supposed to, but not yet.
it was coming down ridiculously yesterday.
When you had to go grab food.
Yeah, right when I left to go get food for all of us. I was like, I'm hungry. I want to get sandwiches for us. The like 10 minutes I was out of the house were like torrential downpour and me trying to huddle underneath an umbrella to get back home without our sandwiches getting wet. Fresh thyme smells so good. You're lagging a little bit. Hopefully it's not the stream. I'm trying it on my stream for the first time and it seems to be slightly different, so... I'm watching like just off camera and it seems like it's okay, but... Oh, yeah, I was just complaining that the rain during the only time I left was very bad, and it's been pretty chill since then. Yeah, they were really good sandwiches. I'm definitely not upset I went. I just kind of figures when I went to go do something nice for us and like just go get us sandwiches, it was torrential downpour. Alright, so these sheet pan things are smelling very good. Since I have 2 of them, I'm probably gonna take them out at one point and switch them. Because I think it says I need to cook it for like 20 minutes-ish. So I'll probably cook it for 10, take them out and switch them so it doesn't cook too much on one or the other. And then while I'm doing that, we'll probably be toasting the quinoa and then getting it ready for this. Because I think I can toast the quinoa and then just basically top it off in here. Honestly, this doesn't probably even need anything else, but the quinoa sounds good, so... But yeah, Cammy, I think it was right before you got here, but I mentioned I'm probably going to try to do these closer to, like, weekly, or maybe every other week, I guess, depending on our food budget, I guess, but I am also trying to get us to be eating better, and this encourages us to eat better. And honestly, also make enough to have leftovers, which is something that we've not been very good about, especially leftovers that we actually want to eat, so... So if you have any ideas for what you'd like to see on a cooking stream, I guess, please let us know. I'm not a very picky eater at all. Bun's a little more particular, but still not very picky, I don't think, so... Okay. So, next step of the recipe is to top everything with olive oil, regular olive oil ideally, and not extra virgin, because extra virgin cooks hotter, or it cooks at a lower temperature, so you can't use as much of it. I'm going to be pretty light with the salt on this, because the sausage is also pretty salty already, but I want to add a little bit of salt, pepper, and onion powder to this. Gonna also add some of this green anchovies so the seasoning is very good. Not too much though, because it is a little spicy. But since we already have some peppers in here, I'm not using red pepper flakes. This is a good substitute for that.
Well, that kind of sucks. I wanted cumin in this, but I don't think I have any more.
Are you sure?
Oh, here we go. Okay. Phew. Okay. Alright, so this is what the final dishes look like before going in the oven. You can see we kind of just chopped up the sausage into little meatball type things. There's actually a pretty good balance of color now, I would say. It was looking a little green before, but it's looking good now. Aria, thank you for 2 years of tier 3. That's incredible. Thank you.
COQWU.
Hope you're doing well. That's a long time, too. Yeah, we're doing a cooking stream. I did a couple of these over on Bun's stream during the Buncap Subathon, but this is the first of hopefully many that we're going to be doing over here. I'm going to try to turn this into a weekly thing if I can to try to get us eating a little bit better. So, if there's anything you want to see us eat or cook or whatever, let us know. Thanks. Okay. So the recipe recommends to bake for 15 minutes, take it out and flip everything, and then put it back in for another 10. Our oven's a little weird, so I'm gonna put it in for 10, flip everything, and put it in for probably another 5 to 10 or so.
Another 5 and keep an eye on it, basically.
Yeah. But this should take about a half hour-ish to cook from here. As I mentioned earlier, we've had our oven preheated to about 400 degrees Fahrenheit for the cooking stream, so we're ready to pop that in now. Don't like having to cook them on different heights. I typically like to cook stuff on the same height if I can, but... Okay, so I'm gonna have that set for 10 minutes, take it out and flip it once we get there, but I'm gonna prep the quinoa in the meantime. I have a little thing of quinoa that we got from the store today. you prep it pretty similarly to rice, like even with the same like dimensions of water and stuff for everything. But before we actually cook the rice, basically, how long does it say to toast this for? Okay, so I have, you kind of can't see it, I guess I can turn it slightly. We have a pan going that's gonna eventually be where our quinoa goes in. We have a cup of quinoa and we have some oil that's heating up. You don't have to do this for quinoa, but in my experience it makes it a lot better. So we're gonna toast it before we end up cooking anything. Kind of just waiting for this oil to get fairly hot. You can kind of tell if you have your hand hovering over it, you can actually feel the heat from it. You generally don't want it getting to the point where it's like boiling already, because then it's kind of hot and awkward to work with. Is it a better angle? Maybe this is better actually. I feel like this is just so zoomed in compared to last time, but whatever. Alright, so oil's pretty hot. We're gonna go ahead and throw this in. And you can kind of hear it sizzling. You don't want it to get like super hot, so I'm gonna turn it down to medium. You just want it to get a little dark before we throw in some of the water and cook it. You do have to be very careful about mixing oil and water. I used the absolute bare minimum amount of oil for this, just to make sure it didn't like stick when I was cooking it like this. As reference, it's starting to look a little more brown and toasted. This camera angle sucks anyway, I'll just bring it over here. Figure it out. So you can see it's starting to look a little more toasted, but you can also see there's not like, any visible oil in there. It's just enough to get it to like not stick to the pan. That's because this is also going to be where we are basically boiling the rice, but for the quinoa part of it. Just keep it moving so it gets a little bit of color. And once it's brown like that, we have 1 cup of quinoa in there. And 2 cups of water. Again, be very careful about pouring that in. And it says to cook for 15, right? Okay. So, you want to leave it on medium to medium-high until it starts to boil, and then you're going to bring it down to low or warm if your stove has that for 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to do 15 just to be safe because that'll also line up pretty well with this. And when it says to a simmer, you basically just want the bubbles at the bottom to start rising to the top. And once you lower it, you'll still basically keep it at that heat, but it'll be not adding more and super cooking it a bunch. Alright, so I'm going to use the next couple of minutes to try to tidy up and make some room for myself. But we have the quinoa cooking. We have all of the veggies and sheet pan stuff cooking in the oven right now at 400. We're going to be switching that around in about 4 minutes or so from now. Basically, once this timer goes off, I'll open it, flip where they're at. And this dinner looks like it can pretty much just be served like this. The recipe specifically says to add some cheese and stuff over it, so I might add a little bit more. I did mean to get some Parmesan from the store, but I kind of forgot. Okay, so overall this dish has been pretty easy to make so far. I'm a pretty big proponent of stuff hopefully being easy to make and then also tasting good. Because I'm gonna be real, I don't really have a ton of energy to cook. Like, I used to have a ton of energy to cook, and then I sort of lost that energy, and I'm trying to get it back. Hopefully, as we start to do more cooking streams and stuff, I can maybe do some more complicated stuff for y'all. But for right now, most of the dishes are going to be pretty approachable, which I think is also good. I think it's helpful to watch people cook things that are cheap but also still taste good. Because especially nowadays, it's hard to eat stuff that's still good, but it also didn't cost you an arm and leg. Also, the good thing about cooking streams is it helps me make sure I'm actually cleaned up as I go, because sometimes I get a little lazy about that and the kitchen stays a mess, but not when people are watching me. Also, thank you everyone who is hanging out for this cooking stream. It's always a little weird trying to stream stuff that's like never been streamed on the stream before. But figure everyone likes to watch people cook. We'll figure out the camera angle and stuff a little bit better. I had it really, honestly, pretty good for the Bone Cap Subathon, and thought I would be able to just put it over here, but for some reason I'm not. This will be a okay warm-up. So there's about a minute until I take it out. I think it's probably worth it for y'all to see what it looks like after it's completely done. So I'm gonna leave the camera angle over here. When this timer goes off, basically I have something on the bottom rack and something on the medium rack. I'm gonna flip where those are at and cook it for about another 5 to 10 minutes or so. I ideally would have put both on the same rack and just kind of flipped where they were at in the oven just to make sure, but we unfortunately didn't have that much room. So we also have the quinoa that we previously toasted that we basically brought to a low boil. Once this timer goes off, there's going to be about another 10 minutes added to that, which will be when this is done. So it'll line up pretty well with when all this stuff is done anyway. So just as a heads up what we're going to be doing, it's in about 40 seconds or so. I would show y'all what it looks like when I'm switching it around, but I think it'll look better once everything is completely done, and ideally once we like have it plated and stuff. Okay. I don't actually want to stir them around that much. I'm I'm gonna cook it for 7 because I want those potatoes to definitely have a lot of color. I'm also gonna make sure the quinoa is pretty much on warm at this point because I basically just want the simmering, boiling it, and cooking down the water that's in there. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't cooked quinoa in like 10-15 years, so if the quinoa doesn't come out, it's not really the end of the world, but... So I guess the good news is if I end up editing this down or anything, I might end up just cutting out this time where I'm just waiting for it to cook. It might actually be worth it, honestly, to have like the time actively going, kind of like Bun has on her study streams. Because that way if I end up like cutting out 10-15 minutes of me just standing around waiting for it to cook, y'all can see how long it was still. I heard that Alpharad actually does something similar like that for his videos, which is why almost all of his videos have like a speedrun timer, even if they're like not a speedrun timer, because he mentions that he uses it to like put notes for his scripts and post-cons and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, that's very smart, and I wish I did that more often. I can safely say it smells very good, though.
Yeah, it does.
Thanks.
Chocolate raid? Oh, did I know you stream? Oh my god. I don't know if I did.
Sorry, we're kind of just standing around waiting. I don't really have too much more to too much more to do for those 4 minutes, but hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all have a good work week. It's my first 5-day work week in a while. I'm not looking forward to it, if I'm being honest. I guess I can lean down so y'all can actually see me. Hi. You still can barely see me. No, you can. Hi. Hope everyone's doing well. We have another 3 minutes until the stuff in the oven is done. I'm gonna let it simmer on the side of overcooking just to make sure the potatoes are done, because I don't want it being crunchy or anything. I also no clue what the hair is doing right now. We have quinoa that we toasted that we are waiting just a couple more minutes for it to be done boiling, I guess. We also are going to be topping it with cheese and stuff when we're done. I'm definitely pretty tired, but I'm glad that I did a cooking stream because I think it helped me actually get to the store and cooking today. So thank y'all for being motivating for that, even if it's just everyone lurking and hanging out and stuff. It's still been very fun. Yeah, nice and chill. We got about 2.5 minutes until the stuff in the oven and the quinoa should be done. The quinoa might technically be done already. So I have 2 cups of water for this, right?
We'll let that cook down a little bit more because I thought that was 1.5 cups and I did 2 cups. Like I said, if the quinoa doesn't come out, it's important. We did the toasting part of it right. I just failed to pay attention to how much water to actually use. So this is going to take up pretty much the rest of the stove space, so I'm going to try to clear up a little bit of room.
Did I finish my task? I don't even know, man. I'm all over the place. I don't have tasks. I'm sorry, what? No, all my backlog.
For the last minute, I'm going to turn this up slightly just to get a little bit of extra cook on it. Okay, let me try turning the mic more like this, because for some reason it still sounds... Okay, that should be better, I think, because now it's at least pointing more towards the cooking area. Sorry, this view's been like nothing but my stomach this entire time. Alright, so it's looking like this should be done now. I'm gonna give it the full 20. I mostly just want to make sure the potatoes are good, because the potatoes are the things that I was most worried about cooking through all the way in this little mix. And it should also line up a little bit better with trying to burn off some of the extra water for the quinoa. Yeah, I hope everyone has a good work week this week. Once we're done cooking in here and plating everything and at least trying it for y'all. I guess I don't really know how we're gonna be doing the like taste test portion of this, because last time we just did it on Bun Street, we just switched over to the other webcam and ended over there, but I don't have another webcam currently. Like this is the only other webcam we have in the house right now. I guess we can try to eat it in here for y'all, but that might be weird. Okay, so the good news is I think it's done on this one. Lexi, hi! We are just about ready to take stuff out of the oven. I've been making veggie sheet pan stuff with onions and bell peppers and some sausage stuff. I know sausage isn't veggie, but we also added some sausage meatballs. Some potatoes, onions, and yeah, I'm thinking that looks pretty good.
Online class is the only one that I can't fucking see.
Is it? You know,
Wild. I mean, I guess maybe that's the way of that.
I'm gonna play this safe. Those potatoes don't look like they have enough color to me, so I'm gonna just put them back in for another 2 minutes. We also have some broccoli and a bunch of onions and stuff. But yeah, should be good. How you doing? Good to see you. I mentioned that I'm gonna try to do this probably once a week or so now. Potentially once every other week, I guess, depending on our food budget. Love my shirt. Thank you. Sorry, it's all we can really see right now, but that's okay. Okay. So, quinoa's looking good.
I'm all over the place. Great.
We toasted it. Y'all can't. I guess you can again. We toasted it and then cooked it down. We actually accidentally added a little bit too much water, but we ended up cooking it off, so I guess that's okay. If you add too much water to stuff, just cook it for slightly longer than you're supposed to, and then burn it down a bit more. Friends came over today to exchange gifts and played some board games. That sounds fun. What'd you play? So all of these burners are off. We're trying to just get a little bit more color to the potatoes and stuff, and then all that will be done, and then we'll be able to plate it over the quinoa and add some like Parmesan cheese and stuff to it. Potentially hot sauce if we want it. I'm not offended if we add hot sauce to my food.
I was like, what's this? It's like strips to put in the binder spine.
Oh.
Huh.
Did you say you were gonna do another Pomo and then Hades?
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's time to do Hades, I'm really hoping there's time, but definitely another promo to at least get these binders like labeled and stuff.
Okay. I mean, if you are, that's fine. I might end up rating you
Okay.
because as much as I want to play Cassette Beast, I should probably chill before work for a bit. By the way, y'all, Cassette Beast is really good. You should play it. Okay. I think it was a good thing that we added that extra time on these. Let's see what I can. Okay. Play Doomlings, a game where you create a civilization and try to earn the most points before the world ends. Really cute and funny. And another called Time to Slave, where you... I always like board games like that, where you get to play together with everyone.
Oh my god, this onion eyeball is not going away.
Okay, so here we have the food as it's fresh out of the oven. We had it in there at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for actually pretty much the full 20 minutes. We had it in for 10, flipped it, and then put it in for another 10. Like I mentioned, it's sausage, broccoli, potatoes,
Smells
bell
so
pepper,
good.
onions. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then we have some toasted quinoa that we cooked down and just are going to have as kind of underneath on the bed of this. Thanks, Lexi.
Lexi, hi!
Yeah. Someone says that. We'll be doing these hopefully once a week
What do you guys
just to
hear
get
in the chat?
just to get me back in the habit of cooking stuff.
What does it smell
What
like?
does it smell like?
It smells like vegetables cooking and smelling good and love.
You little cutie, I love you.
I'm not good at describing smells.
That was adorable and way better than I could have described it. You can definitely tell the onions cooked a lot, which is really good, and it kind of just cooked all together, which is really good. Do you want gift subs or tips? I mean,
Oh, Lexi.
you don't have to, but if you want to, I would not say no. Thank you.
Well, I think she was asking which you would prefer.
Oh, which one I would prefer?
Probably tips.
Probably tips, I guess. I don't personally.
It is the end of the month.
Yeah.
We could,
Okay, let me get... You're the best, Lexi. Thank you. Do I know what my shirt says in Japanese? I do not.
We don't know the Japanese
I'm a
word.
little embarrassed to admit. It's a Yeti design.
Also, hi.
Bun's here! Bun bun bun!
I'm on a break from my stream. Also, Lexi, I got your stickers in the envelope and stuff today, so I'll be mailing it out tomorrow.
Look how good the quinoa looks.
Oh, num num num. I haven't really eaten much quinoa, I think because you were kind of burnt out on
Clean up
quinoa
stream.
when we first met, and like, never really made it. Wow. medium.
Clean up the stream. Thanks, Crunch. Yeah, it came together very well. Big recommend on this dish. It's very
Oh, yeah, I
simple.
forgot I was mad at Crunch.
I'm glad you heard that from across the house. So the main thing I'm nervous about is if the potatoes cooked enough, if I'm being honest. But it looks like they did. Okay. Should be good. Holy shit, y'all, there's gonna be so many leftovers. Alright. So final bowls. Looking pretty good. Smelling pretty good. Flip it up slightly more so you can see. Has a nice variety of food in it, I would say. I guess let me go ahead and try it on camera. I was worried the potatoes might not be cooked, but they're perfect, which is good. Onions and peppers are always good, of course. The sausage is pretty important for this dish, I would say. You can do this dish vegetarian or vegan, and it'd be perfectly fine, I think, and very healthy. But the sausage definitely adds another flavor to this. It's really good.
Not a bunch for getting to run an ad. It's good?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Man, it's sick. Sorry, I'm taking over the whole thing.
Okay. So, food.
Did I miss anything?
No, not yet.
In the chat, I meant.
No. I don't think so.
Oh, I see bits from Crunch. Sassing me some more? I can see cleaning stream. Oh, so it's not sassing me.
It's not sassing me at all. That's just
Well-
saying things.
I know what Crunch said earlier.
Okay, so I could keep going, but since it's Sunday and it's almost 8 o'clock, I kind of need some time to unwind before work.
Boy.
Yeah. So I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Oh, my shirt says game over. Of course. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Lexi. Alright, so I think what we're gonna go ahead and do is I'll go ahead and just raid over to Bun, since Bun's gonna be coming back and at least doing one more promo before wrapping up. Final.
That's so cute. That's like that peach shirt that we have that definitely says something in Japanese, and I have no idea what it says.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Do people walk around with English on their shirts and not know what they say? Probably.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, I'm just
Oh,
waiting for my
Lexi
ad-
says let me tip 1 sec.
Oh.
Thanks. I don't know where the shirt's actually at right this second, but
Oh my god, how sweet. Let me see if it's clean. It might be in the laundry.
Commemorative turkey basters. Get your commemorative turkey basters.
Yo, hook me up. My turkey is dry and I've tried everything. Oh, right. Never mind.
All the guilt, the unbearable
I
guilt.
forgot I had this as
Game
an alert.
over.
Lexi, thank you for the $10.
Excuse me. Am I showing it?
Lower. A little lower. There you go. It just says Doki Doki. That's adorable.
Cute! I'd be wearing it and I'm like, I know it says something, but I don't know what.
Thank you, Lexi. You're the best.
Thank you very much.
Alright. So I'm going to try to do this from my phone because I don't want to have to go back over to the laptop and set up and stuff. Yeah, I'm very glad.
Do you want me to do it over here?
No, it's okay. I can do it over here. Thank you, though.
What are with these train horns lately?
So thank you everyone for hanging out. Like I mentioned, I'm going to try to do these cooking streams hopefully once a week, maybe on Sundays every week, just to make sure we eat pretty well for starting the week. Final verdict of the food is it's very good. Big recommend. It is very easy to make, as y'all saw. I didn't even really have to pay attention to it after. The potatoes cooked, which was my personal biggest worry about this because we didn't really do anything to the potatoes before just throwing them on here. I'm hoping to do them once a week, probably on Sundays, honestly, because it'll be on the weekend because that gives me enough time to go to the store and stuff. So I guess depending on the week, some weeks might be Saturdays, some weeks might be Sundays, but I would like to do it once a week because we need to eat better, and this is a way to get us to eat better while also getting to hang out with y'all. Yeah, we definitely, we gave him exactly the 20 minutes and a little bit extra just to make sure, so I think it came out pretty good. Quinoa was a nice little light touch at the bottom. So thanks for hanging out, everyone. We're going to go ahead and raid on over across the room to Bun, who's doing the final Pomodoro of her night, doing a co-working stream, getting ready for the school week and stuff. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. This is fun. We, again, made a ton, and we also have a ton of leftovers. Yeah, I'll let you know, Lexi. I'm going to try to probably do them on Sunday evenings like this and stuff, but I'll let you know for sure. Oh god, this is going everywhere. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. No worries. I can go ahead and message. I always feel like I'm kind of bugging people if I message, but I will definitely let you know if you're requesting it for sure. I'm going to go ahead and raid Bun now because I'm hungry and I want to... You never bug me? Okay, thanks. We love you too, Lexi. You're the best. Thank you. I wish we were too. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Sorry, I didn't mean to rush you.
It's okay.
Alright.
I didn't copy it again. Hi.